students, welcome. My name is Andy Nixon. I'm a professor in educational leadership. I've been at West Georgia for some time. The purpose of this video is to provide a resource to support those of you who are unable to make contact personally with your advisor before the spring registration, but we want to be certain that students are signing up for the appropriate classes for this spring. You should see a PowerPoint now that indicates there are at least three reasons why we're making some changes into the program at this particular time. Our national accrediting agencies have gotten together and we're about to get a new set of national educational leadership standards. Those are going to be adopted before winter. In fact, they may be adopted as I speak now, or it's about to be adopted. Georgia is coming up with another new rule for educational leadership, so we're getting all of our courses ready and in alignment and brought up to date with our new standards for yet another change in Georgia. And then a third reason, just as important as the previous two, our current faculty members see an opportunity in our program, we believe, to improve the program by bringing more structure and definition to our residency sequence. And as a result of that new structure and new curricular focus, we think we're going to be able to reduce the number of required credit hours for the program. Just a brief mention of the history. When our programs were approved several years ago, we submitted a range of credit hours that were going to be accepted as completion of our programs. So those of you that are in the certification-only track, if we want to call it that, we submitted documentation and were approved to offer a certificate-only program in a 21 to 27 hour credit range. And those of you that are in a degree program, you're in the educational specialist degree, we were approved to offer a degree that ranged in the 27 to 33 credit hours. And I want to note that since we submitted those programs and were approved several years ago, the Professional Standards Commission of Georgia has become more involved in this, and they have now mandated for those of you that do not have leadership degrees or don't have previous leadership degrees, you are required to take 2 additional courses that are not included in these totals. So just a notation, the required PSC courses are not included in this total credit hour number. And again, that involves only those of you who do not have previous leadership degrees. So more specifically, what are we proposing to change? We think that with better definition to our residency sequence, which currently consists of 3 6-credit hour courses, we think that by better defining that content and from those 3 courses creating 6 3-credit courses, we think that will allow us to reduce the credit hour requirement for the certification-only students down to 21 credit hours. And for those of you that are in the degree track, we can reduce from 30 to 27 credit hours, again, because we think the better definition and better structure we're going to have in our residency sequence, we feel comfortable reducing those overall credit hour numbers down. And again, noting this does not count the 2 courses that are required by the Georgia Professional Standards Commission. So if you are a certificate-only student, this is what we are proposing, that the current 24 credit hour requirement drop down to 21 credit hours. You would have 9 hours taking Ed Leadership 8301, 8302, and 8303. Currently, those are each 6 credit hours, but we are proposing to reduce them down to 3 credit hours each. That would be a total of 9 credit hours. So again, to be clear, courses that would still be in your program, if you are a certificate-only student, would be 8301, 8302, and 8303, each of those for 3 credit hours. 8313, a current course, is going to get a new number, 8306, so these 2 are the same courses. 8304 is going to be a new course. 8305 is going to be a new course. So from this second line, there would be 9 credit hours. You would take these 3 courses, either 8313 or 8306. Those are the same. A new 8304 course and a new 8305 course. These would be taken, we would assume, probably while you are taking 8301, 8302, and 8303. You would take one of each of these at the same time. So that's a total of 9 credit hours. And then for your final course, you would take one of either 8312, 8324, 8329, or 8326. So again, 9 credit hours on this top line, 9 credit hours in this middle line, and then 3 credit hours on this bottom line. That would equal 21 credit hours, which was what we're proposing. And again, note that this does not include the 2 required PFC courses. If you are a candidate for a degree, if you're in the EBS degree, currently we require 30 credit hours. We're proposing to reduce that down to 27. Very similarly to what I just said for our certificate students, 8301, 8302, and 8303 would equal 9 credit hours in our new format. 8313 and 8306, as I again previously just discussed, those are the same courses. 8304 and 05 are new courses. There would be 9 credit hours there. These 2 lines are exactly the same, whether you are a certificate or degree-seeking student. The difference is in this bottom line, instead of just taking 1 course, as the certificate-only students are required to do, you would take 3 from the same mix of 8312, 8324, 8329, or 8326, and those 3 would equal 9 credit hours. So 999 would equal the total 27, which we're proposing. And again, I would note that this does not include the 2 required PFC courses. Just to firm this up here, the reason we can't send you, or have chosen not to send you, new program sheets is these are still in the proposed stage. We need to get our new courses approved here on the campus. We anticipate that they're going to be approved during the spring semester so that when we begin our residency this summer, all these changes will be able to take effect. And when everything's approved, we'll send new program sheets when that's the appropriate time. And of course, when they're approved is when it'll be appropriate. Feel free to contact your advisor if you need more assistance. So we appreciate your viewing of this video. Hopefully it provides some kind of a written reference for you to better understand what we're trying to do. We feel excited about these changes as being very positive for you individually, but also overall for our program. The better structure in our residency sequence really makes us feel good that you're going to leave our program very well equipped to be effective in all of the performance standards in educational leadership, including the newly adopted standards that are fresh off of the press. So again, thank you for listening, and hopefully this has been helpful to you.